Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's leadership series. I am your Vice President right here at Save the Girl Child Advocacy Africa. And I am so thrilled that you have joined us for this month's leadership series. It's Girls Up Time. So, as I considered the main point of a rise to the next dimension, I am thrilled that we are even having this conversation. And so I wanted to spend a few minutes with you, challenging you to come up to the next dimension. You see, it's important as leaders, volunteers, community supporters, concerned citizens, all of us, to understand our own self and our own mindset in order to really and truly help the girls and young women that we serve. So, when I thought about this topic, I thought about what is it that's most important in basically everything we do. And for me, as an author, speaker, coach, trainer, I am focused around the concept of developing a mindset. So the question I have for you today is, do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? What do I mean by a growth mindset? A growth mindset is where you're open to change and growing and evolving. A fixed mindset is where you're simply just stuck on what it is and how it's supposed to be, your thoughts, your own ideas, or maybe what someone else gave to you. So think about it. Do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Are you open to change? Or are you thinking there's only one set of ways of being and doing? So we're not going to talk about the fixed versus growth mindset very much today. I want to talk about what is required and what is necessary for us to create a success mindset. You see, if we're going to transition and help the young women that we serve, we must have a solid sense of self. We must understand for ourselves self-leadership. We must be solid in our own values and our core beliefs as individuals that are leading and ultimately saving young girls from some of the plights that they're in. So as we talk about saving the girl child and going to the next dimension, we want to look at creating a success mindset. You see, success starts with your mind. So if we're going to take on this voyage together, we must have a mindset that what we're going to do, we must believe in it. We must believe that we will be successful with every girl we touch. You see, it's not practical to think that we can save the whole world. But what it is practical to prepare ourselves so that every girl we touch, we can help bring transformation in their life. So different mindsets give different outcomes, right? A poor mindset leads to poor results. A positive mindset leads to success. While your experience, education, and skills matter a lot, your mindset can be the make or break in the entire situation of you showing up to help others, to your job, to your families, to your relationships, whatever types you may find yourself in. So luckily, anyone can develop the mindset that is primed for success. It's certainly easier, less time consuming of mastering that complex skill of creating a success-based mindset. So number one, here's the first thing you want to practice in your life, and that's gratitude. You see, many times there's none of us that are short of trials and tribulations or hardships in life, whatever level that might be, whether it's the intense level, life-threatening, life-altering, we all have to go through challenges. But we must develop a mindset of gratitude. If we open our eyes and look for all the things that we do have, we have more things in our lives that is keeping us going than the things we desire to have. So be grateful for what you have and have already accomplished. Be happy for success of others. If you can't feel happy for others when they're successful, your success will be limited at all times. The next point I want you to think and consider as you develop a success mindset, not only for yourself, but I want that to be contagious and infectious in the work that we do here at Save the Girl Child Advocacy, is understanding the elevation of risk and reward. Successful people are masters of evaluating risk and reward. Unsuccessful people either refuse to take any risk or take on anything that challenges them. Neither is successful way to approach a life, whether you're thinking you're unsuccessful or you're refusing to take risk. So evaluate the risk and reward in your life and in everything that you do. What is it value to you and what is the reward you receive? You see, whether we know it or not, we subconsciously get involved in things because we're looking for a reward. And we take risks because we're looking for a reward. Yes, everything we do has a risk and reward factor. So keep an evaluation of that, because unsuccessful people refuse to take risks and sometimes take on a far too much risk for the potential of a reward. So you don't want to go too far on taking risks, and you also don't want to refuse to take risks. Remember, we talked about that fixed and that growth mindset. So successful people, they have an approach of evaluating risk and reward. The third thing I want us to consider is to focus on emotional and physical health. You see, we cannot sincerely advocate and be present for others if we're not okay ourselves. So it's very important that we're not sacrificing our health for success, because that will not be true success. What you do really gain if you achieve your goals but sacrifice your physical and emotional health in the process is actually it's very devastating, because I've done it before where I've just worked myself to the plow that I was not able to physically enjoy the rewards of what I was a part of. So know your priorities before you chase success. And so also at this point, I want to encourage you to ask you the question, and I want you, when you get some time after you listen to this presentation, think about, what is success for you? I don't want you to think of it in terms of what others define success, but what does success truly mean for you? So when you're evaluating the rewards and risk in your activities, it'll be easy because you have a gauge already. You know yourself and you understand yourself. So ensure that you're taking care of yourself emotionally and physically. The fourth thing I want to encourage us to do today is have abundance. Believe that there is enough to go around. I have this program that's called a New Money Mindset, and I will be sharing that concept and that program with you in the future. But for right now, we have this limiting belief that is ingrained in us that we're not very conscious with, but we operate in the conscious world with it, is that if she has all this, then there's not enough for me. Let go of that. There is enough to go around. And an abundance mindset, which I talk a lot about too, a little bit different from a success mindset, does not think that there's a shortage. No matter how tough and how challenging the times are and how long it's taking you to get to whatever it is you intend to achieve in your personal, professional, or even spiritual and emotional and physical life, you want to think that there's enough to go around. You won't be able to win and be successful if your competition is always with others. You want to compete to be a better version of yourself every day you wake up. You only need to compete with yourself. Number 5, keeping mistakes and failure in proper context. How many times we spend excessive amounts of time just going over and over the things that we did not do so well at, measuring ourselves against what others have accomplished. Like I said, focus and know there's enough for you, or just measuring ourselves to what our parents demanded from us. If we're going to transcend and really help to transform the life of a young girl, we have to understand this ourselves, that failure, mistakes, mess ups are okay. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't even have a light bulb if they didn't try 100,000 times. And every time he failed, he literally said, now I know that doesn't work. Now let me try this. I want you to create that same mindset for yourself. So keep mistakes and failure in proper context. Failure is guaranteed to happen no matter where you are in your life, whether you're a young woman, a young man, or a senior adult in this work with us of saving the girl child. Learn from your mistakes and failures and try again till you get it. Don't quit. We need that. Success mindset is full of perseverance, consistency, and stick-to-itiveness. I said stick-to-itiveness. You can write that down. That means you are not quitting at any means, and it's by any means necessary, as long as it's legal, as long as it's helpful, as long as it's true, as long as it's just, by any means necessary. The sixth thing I want to remind us today, as we create a success mindset, as we level up, as we help the girls level up, is to have growth. Place a priority on your own personal growth, because growth is a necessary part of success. You're going to have to be willing to give up things to move forward and go into other dimensions. You're going to have to be willing to redefine some of the relationships in your life with family members, with friends, with coworkers, in order to go in the direction of your dream. You cannot transmit this to the young women if you're not practicing it yourself. You can't achieve anything new without growing in some kind of way. And I tell you, for me to stand before you here today, it has been something, and it still is something. And I will go through every step of the journey of learning and growing through pain, through hardship, and even through fun and great and grandiose times, because it's well worth it. And there is no achieving without growth. A tree has to bend and twist through being a seed in the ground and coming through the darkness, and also coming up to the surface of the face of the earth to push through a little sprout. And then next thing you know, it's growing, and it's going through the wind and the rain and the snow and whatever kind of weather, and sometimes even droughts, and no one even coming around, or no voices, but the tree still grows. And I want to encourage you to be like a tree that continues to grow and never stops, and extend your branches now. From that place, you become that tree. Now you're able to extend your branches and support and work in this great work of saving the girl child. The seventh point I have for you is have a willingness to be uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, have a willingness to be uncomfortable. If I told you that I am not most comfortable in front of the camera, you wouldn't believe me. And then the experts who are watching this will know, because you can see that I get nervous sometimes. But I so believe in the mission and vision of what God has called me to, my purpose of bringing message, mindset change, and transformation to the world, that I will stand in front of this camera and these lights under any circumstances and speak to you. And even if I'm just in the back of a yard in mud, standing in the rain, I will speak to you. So you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You see, a success mindset is not built within a comfort zone, okay, or a safe zone. Growth isn't pleasant at all times. There are glorious moments, I promise you. I've had many of those, but I can tell you the suffering and the pain has also been very many as well. There will be discomforts as you develop yourself. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will lose some relationships along the way. Even success can be very uncomfortable as you get used to people calling you doctor or ambassador, or people leaning into you for mentorship without you even making yourself available. They just find you. It can be uncomfortable, right? Even when you're walking in success. But how uncomfortable are you willing to be to become successful? That's the question I want you to answer for yourself as you walk away from this presentation today, because you have to have a willingness to be uncomfortable in order to continue to grow in a success mindset. The willingness to be uncomfortable is the limiting success factor for most people, because most of us don't want to step out of our comfort zone. We don't want to talk. We don't want to offer. We don't like people giving us too many instructions and directions. Or we don't like when people use a certain tone of voice. And we don't like certain kinds of people. And you have to work with different kinds of people as we advocate for others, as we advocate for the girl child. So be willing to be uncomfortable. The 8th point I have for you is have a positive attitude. Sometimes it's so challenging to maintain a positive attitude in the environment of a global pandemic and all the restrictions and all the people and loved ones across the globe that we are losing daily. It's sometimes very hard, even for me. I tell you, how much are you willing to do if you're certain you'll be successful? Would it be a lot? How much are you willing to do if you don't have high expectations? A lot less, right? Give yourself and your abilities the benefit of the doubt and keep and maintain a positive attitude. We said in number 1, gratitude is something we need to maintain. Keep a positive attitude of gratitude. Notice how you think and how you talk to yourself. See, it's easy for me to stand here and tell you and share from a presentation something I've created, something I've experienced. But sometimes, being honest, it's challenging in my own personal life. And I know this stuff, right? I know all the mindset tricks and tips that I need to use. I have this beautiful toolbox I've been creating over my life, and I continue to add new tools. But notice how you talk to yourself. Is it a positive or negative tone that you use with yourself? What impact do you think that has on you and the attitude that you're presenting and showing up within the world? Number 9, you need to be a planner. You have got to be planning. Success for each person is a precise goal. So remember, I asked you earlier to define success for yourself. What does success mean for you? You're going to have your goals. You're going to have smart goals, long-term goals and short-term smart goals. It's important for you to know where you want to arrive at so you can have a measurement and a scale. And we could talk more about goals later. I've got a lot in content around that as well. I even have a goal getters group. You're not going to hit your goals on accident, my friends. It's got to be with intention and planning. With that purpose-grounded, purpose-driven mindset I talk about, understanding who you are, what you value most, what's important to you, and you alone. Without the destination in mind and a plan for getting there, you're relying too much on luck and reasonable circumstances and outcomes. You know, our mentor, my friend John Maxwell, says, if you don't have a dream with a plan, you're daydreaming. And you daydream, you get up from it, and you're like, oh, that was nice. That's not what we're doing here with a success-driven mindset, right? So here's number 10. You might need mentorship yourself. Many of us here that's listening to this presentation, we are mentors for Saving the Girl Child. We are the advocates. But sometimes we need a mentor, a great mentor, a mentor that has achieved the success that you desire and know where your head needs to be, because they've already walked the path. Your mentor, he, she, no matter what age, knows what's important, what's just noise. Your mentor already has developed a mindset that will be more accurate and effective if you're getting guidance from them. So think about mentorship. It could be a long-term mentorship relationship, or you could be getting mentored from different people for different parts of your goals and your plans. My friend, think about your current mindset and compare that to the results you're currently experiencing in your life. Can you see the connection? You probably don't have the right success mindset. If you can go back to this video as many times as you want, if you feel that you have the skills you need to be successful, but you still come up short, it might be time to take a look at your mindset altogether. Anyone can choose their mindset. We're not born with a mindset. Yes, we inherit being in the environments and homes and the people that are around us. We tend to adapt to their beliefs and their values, but you weren't born with a mindset. A mindset grows over time. And so there are things and people and activities that you've been involved in that have affected your mindset. So it's important to always do the mindset work. There are no prerequisites for having a great success mindset. You can just choose. Put your mind into a positive state that aids the success that you truly desire. You know, I talk about abundance a lot, and it's not just an overnight thing. I don't sell any of my work or any of the things I talk about as something you'll achieve overnight. I don't have any magic tricks for you, but I tell you, if we all start today on growing our mindset, of maintaining a growth mindset, a success, purpose-driven mindset, we will be more than just impactful for the girls in Africa. We will be impacting the lives of generations to come. And that's what it's all about, one person at a time changing. And so that first person I am challenging you today in our leadership series is you. First, lead yourself. The word leadership itself says lead your ship. And once you lead your ship, we can help the young girls with leading her ship. And so we're going to level up to that next dimension. I am Dr. Alisa Whyte, and I am so happy I got to spend this time giving you this today. Welcome to the Leadership Series, and I look forward to spending even more time learning and growing and sharing in this success journey of being the advocates for the girl child in Africa and across the globe. You have a blessed day. Love, light, and blessings. Bye now.